Okay, I'm back. And hey, with ooh, that is gonna be fun. Go into Sumeru. So is that? Well, obviously it's gonna be a new location, but where is it gonna be? Oh, don't tell me it's not part of the map, which it should be. Come on. Or do I not? Do I have to do something before I can actually uncover it? But first things first. Let's go here, see notifications, and get my mail and my free character. I've heard you get free character. So, do you get from the mail or what? Either way, I'm looking at everything. So, yeah, just bear with me. Yeah, I'm going to Sumeru. Oh, five stars. Does that mean I can get them all? Whatever. Oh yeah, I'm just kind of skipping over a lot of this, but at least I kind of looked at it, sort of. This I never really paid attention to. Nothing else. No events. Grab my mail. And is this where I get my character? Huh. Me. Okay, so let's grab all of these. So I get 600 more primo gems. Why did I say 6? And that might help to other stuff I'm doing. So yeah, I am going to be testing out all of these. So that's probably something I'll be doing as in my first steps into Sumeru. Well, basically I have to do I'm kind of confused on all this. Okay. Let's just grab my stuff.
Once, there was a glorious kingdom established among the heavens. From that kingdom came a crowned heir, tasked with seeking out the Genesis Pearl from the kingdom of darkness. The first crowned heir began her journey of seeking the pearl. But she was deceived, and the memory of her noble origins faded. She now believed that she was the queen of the kingdom of darkness.
So wait, we've seen this already.
But take heart. A second crowned heir had already taken up the path where the first had stumbled. This is the story of your journey, of your tale to be told.
Why is this always repeated? Every single time from an update? Or is it just to introduce these kind of new weapons that you can get? Okay, let's put these. Yeah, that's already gone up to 1. Okay. And that. Grab some bucks. Okay. And this. No, I want the wishes. Okay, I can use 4. So, as I was planning, I'm going to do 2 of you and 2 of you. Basically just so I've used up all of them. Hopefully I get something good to go into Sumeru with, but if I get the 5-star on the first go, then that's it. I'm just basically using everything on the on the other. Come on, 5-star. Wait. Actually, I'm not sure. Is that 5-star? First try. can't believe it. First try. Okay, moving on to the next one. I can't believe I got him first try. Or are you guaranteed to get him first try? I don't know. But either way, I got him. So, can I get Xiao? And yeah, basically the same 4 on each, so maybe I can actually get her too. Okay. But if I get the 5 and her, then that's it. No, that's not. I think the 5 if it's like a gold yellowish colour. But since it wasn't, I'm not getting the 5. I got fish up again. I already have fish up. You could have given me the other 4 that I need. Alright. Go again. Come on, give me my 5. Oh, there's another 4. Is it going to be the other one? The other girl? Or is it going to be a 4-star weapon? Ah, just a 4-star weapon. Okay. Last try. And then I'm going to be stockpiling my Primo gems until I can hopefully save up for the next banner. But that depends on how many I'll have. Okay, come on, give me those last 2 characters. Give me my 5, give me her. Okay, I have 4. Please give me her. Yes, I got her! Finally! I still don't have the 5 yet. Which sucks. But then again, I don't know, depends if the bows, I don't know if I'm actually going to use them because, as you've seen, I'm not really a bow kind of person. Yeah, nothing there. Okay. It's still showing that wish there. Oh. Just because I haven't done this. Yeah. I don't know why I'm doing this, because I'm not really gonna probably go for the weapons, which, what, you just have to use it twice to get less. But I haven't ever done this. I don't know if that is how you do it. Just basically get 2 lots of these weapons. I think, I'm not sure.
I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
Let's get through a lot more of the stuff that's up and move on to Sumeru. Okay, I'll just go from here. It's a lot easier. Ah, so right there. And yeah, I still haven't done these yet. That is hard because I can't beat all 6. And that, yeah, you have to fight him twice. I can barely beat him once with what I've got. And now I'm still having trouble trying to find all those star silver ores. But anyway, now let's go to Sumeru. With I don't know, should I look into... They're both bows. As I said, I'm not really that much of a bow person, but maybe I should give him a little try. Okay, how close can I get? Oh, it's down here beyond. Oh yeah, I was looking on the opposite side, not this side where it's supposed to be. Ah. And they added a new warp point there. So, is it you start from here and then you go this way? Okay. I'm ready. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try those characters out first. No, wait, no. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna try them out first. Because I already have 2 of them. I don't know if one of those were supposed to be the one you get free anyway. But basically I had to get them both through wishing. And yeah. I could still try them out anyway. Which, basically I just try out everybody. I'll just go through these 2. Just to see how they play. See if I actually want to use them. At least this is a little hint of what's to come, sort of, for me. Okay. Bring on the challenge. Okay, go.
Keep up.
Ooh. Okay, that is a strong attack already that I have with him. Ah, no. Hey. Stop that. Get away. Okay, I only have to beat 4 enemies, so that's it's good in a way. Oh, basically because I am a bow user, so it will be hard to take out multiple, so it's gonna be easier.
One with the forest.
Ow, 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 that hurts. Oh, now it's... Okay, now it's doing that. Okay, now it's not.
Can't see.
So after you... So after I use...
Enshroud.
That, then I get the homing shots. Where the hell is he aiming? Anyway, where was he aiming? Okay, what is this move?
I'll uproot you.
Oh, that looks good. Nope.
One with the forest.
And go. So that is what, like a diversion? Because he attacks where I hit it, where he aim it. So after that, then I get my homing shots, my 3 homing shots from the bow. Huh. Interesting. Now let's see the other person. And I'll do the others in my own time, off camera, because they're all old characters that you're already seen already. And when it decides to load up. Okay. Last one. Test run. You. another bow user. Yeah, and I'm gonna really have to upgrade these anyway because, as you know, they're all level 1, which basically I only like focus on the main ones, the main 4 which I'm using. But yeah, since I haven't used anyone else. Okay, so you actually have. Oh, you got boomerang. That's go boomerang. Behind strikes. Come on, get him. Ah, get them. Not everybody else. Go boomerang. Now go!
Try this on for size!
Oh, come on, it's not animated! Come on, back into the circle. Ah, missed! Ah, missed him. Go. Ah, I missed. Go boomerang!
Just like we rehearsed.
There you go. She does a lot of damage though. Not as much as the other one, but it is quite. Ow! Suck completely. Ow, run! Run! Ow! Fine. Deal with my boomerang. Attack twice. Got it. Oh, now our little ones are back. Go, boomerang! Boomer strike!
Try this on for size.
Get him. Okay. Oh, I got a fruit. Go, Boomer.
Just like we rehearsed.
Get him. Give me that. And then I can throw Boomer again. Go, Boomer. Go. So basically, in my opinion, well, she could be good, but for me, technically, it's still like a short actually handle.
Fallen Amber, help!
Go. I said get him. Die. Boomer. Ah. Yeah, I should put the charges off and then go. Oh, run! Ow! Ow, that hurts. I hate it. I hate that move. I'm done. Okay, that's the 2 new characters that I used and I got. So, so good. At least I tried them out. Depending on what I do with them, I don't know. But, we'll see. So, hurry up. I want to get into Sumeru right now. Which I know I should have done it before doing all that stuff, but still. I want to try with new people anyway. Okay. That's basically a new one, isn't it? That they decided to put in, isn't it? Which, yeah, there's kind of probably no point in that, was there? It's basically like just right down here, isn't it? Are you saying it's under this? Really? All the way down here? Oh. And this is how I get into it. Can you actually just climb over the mountain? Eh. Oh well, let's go. Into Sumeru. And what else is coming my way? Nah, I'm just gonna be about getting there. Oh, hi Wisp. Where are we going? Yeah, you just leave me over here. Okay, we start. In Sumeru. But we do not have... Oh. Leaf sigil? Huh.
To Sumeru, our next objective should be to head to Sumeru City and find a way to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Yeah.
And speaking of Lesser Lord Kusanali, even though we haven't heard too much about her, she doesn't seem to be the same deity who abducted your brother. But even so, people call Sumeru the Nation of Wisdom, you know. If we can get a chance to meet the God of Wisdom, maybe she can give us some useful information.
Like where my brother is?
But, Paimon doesn't know the way to Sumeru City. Maybe we can climb up to that spot with the statue of the Seven on it. That'll give us a way better view of things.
Yeah, and what elemental powers am I going to gain this time?
Even if we can't see exactly where the city is, at least we'll be able to check for some smaller settlements nearby.
True. Oh.
Wait a second. Look! There's someone up ahead!
A wanderer NPC walks in.
Perfect timing! Now we can just ask for directions rather than wander around like lost adventurers.
Hey, that's the fun part.
Hey there! We're not from around here and seem to have gotten a little lost. We'd like to ask for some directions.
And she just ignores us.
Huh? Did they not hear Paimon? Hey! You over there! Could you give us some directions?
Huh?
What was that about?
What's going on here? There's no way she could have missed that. Wait! Could she be ignoring us? How dare she?
Calm down.
Well, even so, she might be heading someplace where we could find other people to ask. Let's keep our distance and follow her. When we get the chance, we'll just ask someone else for directions.
What about going to the statue? Here we go.
Come on, let's follow her.
Ah.
Just keep quiet. Make sure she doesn't notice us.
So,
Receive.
how do I? Or do I have to shoot it? Oh! Grappling hook! That's gonna make things a lot more fun, isn't it? Oh, there's another. Ah, can't get it yet. Not close enough. No. What is the distance that you have to be to it? Ah. So basically until you see the flash on it. So, yeah. Or basically until I look at it. Do I have... Actually, I don't know. Okay, let's go to the statue and find out what elemental powers I get. Because, yeah, we can't get animal. I do hear a lot about the fire from Sumeru, but it still kind of seems like it. Maybe it does seem like water. Well, ground, wind, or wind. But you could kind of get it, but maybe water because stuff has to grow. Hey, parrot. Okay, I open up a little bit. Why does this not have to be voiced? It should be. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to get some elemental power. Hey. Come on, where's my power? I didn't kind of get that what was going on before, but at least got something. Oh, and yeah. That's the. Oh, come on, I can't. Really? Okay, I'm gonna have to work something out there. Hi. Any help? No. Oh well, let's just follow the indicator. As for now. And well, we can find something. Yeah, all these grappling hooks are gonna be fun and annoying to deal with. Oh.
Huh? She just walked near that small waterfall and then suddenly vanished. Let's go take a closer look.
She didn't vanish into a waterfall, she walked through like a cave.
this cave would lead to a village or something, but, it looks like that's not the case. Look, she's sitting over there. Wait, she couldn't possibly be living here, could she?
Maybe?
What should we do now? Do we try asking her for directions again?
Let's give it another shot.
Alright then. It's not like we have anyone else we can ask. Even if she's not very friendly, we just need her to point us in the right direction. That's all.
Hey, she might be friendly.
Oh. What a lovely smell. It's coming from that sensor over there. This is definitely not your typical place to call home, but at least it smells nice. Maybe living here wouldn't be too bad after all.
Uh-oh.
Huh? What's the matter? You don't look too good.
Something's not right.
What? Is the smell making you feel sick? Strange. Paimon doesn't feel anything.
Why do I have to get out of here?
What's happening? Traveler? This is no time for a nap. Oh, come on.
Oh, I passed out. What made me pass out? Hello? Anybody? Is this a dream? I must be dreaming. And I can't dash forward. Huh. Maybe I just follow the route to get to the root of my problem. Uh-oh. That's not good. What was that? Okay, I'm still going. Maybe that is the elemental power, which I didn't get from the statue. Right?
The world will get me.
Who just said that to me? Why would the world forget you? Okay, come on.
Traveler's been out for a long time now.
Yes, you can relax. Believe me, Master is extremely knowledgeable. If he says that she's going to be alright, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about.
Ah.
Oh, are you awake now?
Hi.
Oh, thank goodness! Traveler, you're finally awake!
Yeah, I am.
Well, we're at... Good question. Where are we? Hyman was in such a panic when you passed out that she even forgot to ask what place this is.
Well, you can ask now.
This is Gandharvaville. It was originally built by scholars from Sumeru as a place to rest in the rainforest. Now it's mainly used by the forest rangers as a base of operations.
Forest rangers?
My name is Kale. I'm a trainee forest ranger. My master and I found you passed out during our patrol, so we brought you here. Oh, no things are necessary. I didn't do anything really. By the way, how are you feeling now? Any discomfort?
Bit tasty.
Oh, that's Master's herbal medicine you're tasting. He gave you some while you were unconscious.
So force fed me.
Before I forget, Master mentioned you should take more medicine once you wake up.
All of the better stuff.
Whoops!
Well,
Kale, what's the matter? Were you trying to retrieve the medicine? As I've already told you, you must be careful with these. All right, I'll get it for you once I'm finished here.
Sorry, Master.
why can't she get the medicine? She trainee.
Now, the guide to Avidya Forest's edible fungi is clearly posted on our bulletin board. But if Farbode forgets which mushrooms to avoid one more time, I'll have no choice but to leave the guide somewhere a little more visible. Like right smack on his forehead so others can remind him to be careful.
That's a good place.
Right? This is the second time he's come down with food poisoning this month. I'll be sure to give him a good talking to.
He should learn from his mistakes. No, I would.
Yes, please do. If, on the off chance, Farbode simply enjoys having little imaginary fairies dance before his eyes, then we'll just let him be. But the next time he requires any of our medicine, be sure to charge him accordingly. So, how are you doing? Feeling better?
Oh, this is my master, Forest Watcher Tainari. He is chief officer over all the rangers here in Gandharvaville.
Yeah.
I already informed Paimon about the reason you fell unconscious earlier. But now that you're awake, let me explain it for you as well.
Good, I want to know why I fell asleep.
It is common practice for Sumeru scholars of certain darshans to dedicate themselves to training and meditation in isolated areas, particularly the nearby forests. While meditating, they use a certain incense known as spirit borneol to help calm their minds as they enter a state of deep rumination.
So that's what she was doing, she was meditating.
In hopes of asking directions, you two followed a scholar named Hypatia into her cave. The incense you smelled inside was the spirit borneol I just mentioned. That incense typically has no effect on most people, but for a very select few, it can have profound effects on one's cognition, as you experienced firsthand. Does that make sense?
Sort of.
Very good. Now, answer me this. Did you feel anything after passing out? Say, any out-of-body experiences? Or did you see anything while unconscious?
I had a dream and heard of something. Heard of someone. So, does that count?
Kale, let the others know to stop bringing their patrol logs here for now.
Huh? Why?
Because these two will be staying here for the next few days. They can have my room and I'll bunk with Amir. Now get a move on and be sure to do as I've said.
Yay! Free room to rest at.
Yes, Master Tainari.
Wait, hold on a second. Can you tell us what's going on?
Sure, let me fill you in. I originally planned to send you on your way once you finished your medicine. However, it appears now that you should stay a while longer in Gandharvaville for further observation while you recuperate.
There's a hidden meaning there, isn't it? You know why I dreamt, didn't you?
Further
Oh, yeah.
observation?
No need to be hasty. As long as you have the capacity to judge between right and wrong, I promise that you'll understand the gravity of the situation once I explain everything to you.
Good, because I'm in the dark.
Based on what you saw after smelling the incense and losing consciousness, we can conclude that you experienced a powerful hallucination, which suggests your mental state is not in the best of shape.
Well, I am looking for my brother, and he is kind of against me right now, so I can understand that.
If you're skeptical, have a whiff of this.
Oh, are you okay?
You're experiencing a similar sensation as when you passed out, aren't you?
Yes.
So even though your condition is stable as of now, if I were to haphazardly let you leave, it's highly likely that you'd suddenly pass out again somewhere else.
So that's why you're keeping me here.
The rainforest is home to many fierce animals and hazardous areas. If something were to happen to you again, I'm afraid you might not be so lucky.
So, Paimon, can you help me?
For now, I suggest you continue taking your medicine each day and avoid wandering off on your own. At least until you stop having adverse reactions to this kind of smell, okay?
Aw.
Good. Now continue resting while I fire up another bowl of medicine for you.
Seriously, my first steps into Sumeru and I fall unconscious.
Seriously? We just arrived in Sumeru and we're already having problems left and right. Paimon knows we're set on meeting Lesser Lord Kusanali as soon as possible, but you really don't look too good. It'd probably be best to let you recover first.
Well, he did say I'm kind of stressed out, right? I'm not in the best headspace.
Hey! Are you even listening to Paimon? Paimon's over here worrying about you, you know.
Yeah, and I'm trying to worry about my own mental health right now. We can't both be worried about the same thing.
What's weird? You mean how you're feeling now?
Wait, did I get that right? Meh.
You mean the vision of tree roots and red skies you saw? But if those weren't hallucinations, what could they be?
I don't know.
Well, considering how unique you are, Paimon trusts your judgment here. But why didn't you say anything about it to Tainari?
Why did Conria show up again? Well, the name anyway.
If he misjudged your condition, then there's a chance you could get worse, right? Huh? You mean that Tainari already knows that what you saw weren't hallucinations? But if that's the case, why would he try to hide that from us?
Exactly.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. That explains why you were so quiet earlier. Well, that settles it then. We'll stay here to rest up and figure out what's going on with your hallucinations. But it seems like asking Tainari might not be an option anymore. What do you think we should do?
That's Colette. Right?
Good idea. Collie's pretty friendly.
Collie.
We can ask her tomorrow about what she knows regarding the Dendro Archon and customs in Sumeru.
I gotta Colette. It's Collie. Nah.
Rise and shine! Come on, it's time to go find Collie.
Yeah, and a little bit of exploring as well. This should be fun anyway. And oh, that's gonna be fun and probably kind of annoying as well.
Yesterday, a total of 5 dusk birds flew by.
Nah, you got nothing. Yeah, I really shouldn't have done this, but too late now. Okay, so I can get a picture. Let's have a look at the picture. Okay. I'm good. Alright, let's just as I... Oh, there's a...
Yesterday, a total of 5 dusk birds flew by.
How many Rishima mushrooms do I miss?
Where is it? Ah! I'll find it at some other point. Probably when I'm done with everything. If I can't find it going through it, I'll find it later.
Alright, next let's see your right hand. Yes, not bad. But please remember that you still need to be careful. Understand?
Yes, I will. By the way, Master, I still haven't received the patrol route for today.
Look, Kale, today's patrol will be a long one, so you won't be coming along this time. Besides, there's a chance we may encounter... well, you understand.
Encounter what?
But I have a vision too! Am I useless to everyone now?
No.
Don't talk like that, Kale. This is not something you need to be worrying about right now. Ah, there you are. Feeling any better?
Sort of.
Yeah, since we'll be staying here for now, we thought we might as well try lending a hand around here.
Seems you're not the type to sit back and take it easy for a while, huh? In that case, perhaps Kale could take you two for a patrol south of Gandharvaville for the day. And if you're feeling up to it, you can be responsible for cleaning the Statue of the Seven.
Really? You don't have someone that already does that?
Tenari, we're ready to head out.
Roger, I'll be right there. All right, we'll be heading into the forest now. I'll leave any further details to Kale.
Yes, you can count on me.
So, Kale, what exactly are we going to be doing today? Tainari mentioned cleaning the statue just now, but, that doesn't really sound like the job for a ranger.
Well, a forest ranger's responsibilities can be pretty diverse. They handle a variety of tasks, like checking the condition of outlying roads, maintaining forest facilities, ensuring fire prevention standards are met, and providing assistance to travelers and locals. As for Master, well, he has to handle more dangerous areas of the rainforest. Today we can perform routine checks on the pathway lamps as we make our way to the Statue of the Seven.
Okay.
Paimon, Traveler, this way!
Okay, I'm coming.
You can leave the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual.
Okay.
Yesterday,
Whatever is unusual. What would that count as?
Nothing wrong with these two lamps. Let's move to the next ones.
Okay.
Oh, this lamp seems to be getting a little wobbly. Let me make a note of it. No problems with this lamp. Good.
Okay, moving on. Ah, down here.
The Statue of the Seven is up on top of that large rock formation. You must have seen it when you came down this road before.
We basically just on the opposite side of the rock formation.
It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Don't worry. If you're afraid you can't make it up there, I'm sure Master wouldn't mind if you don't clean the statue.
Shouldn't be a problem.
I guess I'll leave it up to you then. There's not much footing once you reach the statue, so be careful up there.
Paimon will fly up with you and help you with those hard-to-reach areas.
Oh, why can't Paimon just do it and get it over and done with?
By the way, Kale, do you know anything about the Dendro Archon? You know, what's she like?
That depends. Are you referring to Greater Lord Rukudavata or Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh? Greater Lord Rukudavata? Oh, is that the name of the former Dendro Archon?
Uh-huh. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was Sumeru's first Dendro Archon. She created the rainforest as well as the wall of Samiel around the desert. Her works provided a means of peaceful living for everyone.
Huh.
To the people of Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity that occurred a few hundred years ago.
Again, Conria shows up.
According to what Masters told me, the sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to Sumeru. To celebrate the reinstatement of their lost deity, the sages dubbed her Lesser Lord Kusanali and let her reside in the sanctuary of Sarasthana.
Uh-huh. Then what happened?
Well, and then... I'm not too sure what happened, to be honest.
Huh? You're not too sure? But aren't you from Sumeru?
Yeah, I'm from Sumeru. But...
But what?
Maybe it's difficult to discuss this topic with strangers. If that's the case, then don't worry, we understand.
No, it's not that. I'm not trying to hide something from you. Besides, I don't consider you two strangers. Anyway, you two know Amber, right?
Wait, you know Amber?
Wait, Amber? You mean...
Yes, that's her. I once lived in Mondstadt for a while, and she helped me a lot during that time. You could even say that she helped me become a new person.
Ah, another friend of Amber's.
There's no one like Amber. She lives life to the fullest while always adhering to her strong sense of justice. She's ready to answer the call for action at any moment, but is also very understanding of others. She's like the spark that lights the fire in everyone's heart around her.
And you want to be just like her.
If you ask me, she's a prime example of a true outrider. She's the first person anyone coming to Mondstadt will meet. You can't help but be enthralled by her charm and enthusiasm, causing you to fall in love with the lands of Mondstadt and...
We have an admirer.
Sorry.
Paimon thought the work of Outriders was a little different from what you just described, but one thing's for sure, you really like Amber.
Yeah, she does.
Sorry. I was rambling on just now. It must have sounded kind of weird.
No, not really.
It's alright, Kale. Knowing that you're a friend of Amber somehow makes Paimon suddenly feel a lot closer to you. So, how do you know that we've met Amber?
Well, after I returned to Sumeru, Amber and I have stayed in touch by writing each other letters.
Oh.
In one letter, she mentioned that Mondstadt was attacked by a fearsome dragon, but the city was saved by a mysterious blonde traveler and their floating companion.
It was only the Valen.
I knew you two were the ones she mentioned in the letter the moment I saw you. But, considering everything you've been through that day, I thought it'd be inappropriate to bring it up.
Yeah.
So that's how you knew.
Yep, so please know that you two have my complete trust, really. I wish I could tell you more about the Dendro Archon, but I have been away from Sumeru for some time, and I haven't read any books. Sorry.
That's alright. You've already helped us a lot. We had never even heard of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata or the Sanctuary of Sarasthana until you mentioned them.
Oh, I'm happy that was helpful. There is one thing I want to ask, though. Why do you two want to know about the Dendro Archon?
Well, I'm collecting powers, I'm trying to find my brother, and all that stuff.
So that's why you're here. Thank you for telling me your story.
Don't mention it. We are friends after all, right?
Are we friends?
Alright, we have a statue to clean.
You didn't answer my question.
You both have my thanks. While you two are up there cleaning, I'll go ahead and inspect the forest canopy. Let's meet back here shortly.
Okay. Now, let's go. Whee! I'm up.
Huh. Now that Paimon looks at it, the deity that's carved on the statue is kinda small. Do you think she's supposed to be Greater Lord Rukkhadevata or Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I'll probably say the first one, because the statues would be for them, because they don't, or do they actually change when a new one comes into power? But then again, they never look as they do right now anyway, so...
You might be right. The statue does look kinda old. Well, anyway, we'll have to figure that out later. Let's get started on cleaning the statue. Paimon will fly up and take care of the top, and you clean everything below.
Oh, you could just clean everything, and I watch and see you do it.
Nice work. That's one clean statue. Let's head down and meet up with Kale.
Yeah. Whee! Kale! Wait, no. It's the other side. Kale, I'm coming! Ah! Chilling on a rock, I see.
Kale, we're back!
Oh, tree.
Welcome back! You must be tired after all that climbing. Let's take a little break. I brought some fruit and water for us.
Yay, food! What kind of goodies did you bring? Hey, don't be a party pooper. It's not like Kale is a stranger or anything. Besides, the best way to compliment a chef is to show passion for their food. Xiangling taught Paimon that.
I prepared a nice portable dish that forest rangers like to eat called pita pockets. I hope you'll like them.
Ooh.
Whoops!
What?
Ah, no, you dropped it on the ground!
No!
Not to worry. I wrapped a few layers of oiled paper around each pita. They should be fine.
Do you have a habit of dropping everything, Kale?
Oh, whew. Paimon nearly had a heart attack there.
Just because you can't have your food.
Those pitas are amazing! You're quite the cook, Kale. Thank goodness you wrapped them in paper. Paimon wouldn't have been able to sleep at night knowing something so tasty had been wasted.
Well, you won't know how it would taste if you didn't eat it anyway.
You really know how to compliment the chef, Paimon. Since you liked it so much, I'll be sure to give you a copy of the recipe sometime. I'll even include all my personal cooking pointers, so you'll be making your own pita pockets in no time.
Yay!
Yay! Thanks, Kale! It's hard to believe someone as diligent as you could have clumsy moments too.
Oh, I guess it happens from time to time.
So, Kale, don't you think that Tainari's a little too strict with you? He won't let you touch anything without his permission. Paimon knocks stuff over all the time flying around the Traveler, but she's never said anything. Everyone has their clumsy moments.
Well, that's because I can't say anything.
No, you've got the wrong idea about Master. Sure, he may seem a bit harsh at first, but with some time, you'll see that he's actually very kind-hearted. I've heard the veteran rangers say that Master is from some ancient and mysterious race that is known for their cunning wit and reclusive nature. Oh, by the way, you've heard of the Academia, right? Well, there's a group called, something?
So you don't know.
Well, anyway, because Master does a lot of research on plants, sages from the Academia have written him many times, inviting him to take up an official position there. But Master declines their offers every time, saying Sumeru City is too noisy. It'd be bad for my ears. Seems you already know him well. Anyway, I'm sure the sages were not happy about his responses. Master could obviously have a bright future in the academia, but he insists on sticking to the path of a forest watcher. Every day he helps the locals of the forest and passes on his extensive knowledge to trainees like me. In fact, Master's the one who taught me how to make pita pockets.
Really? Paimon would have never guessed that. Oh, speaking of Tainari, he was the one who took care of you after finding you passed out yesterday. He even carried you all the way here.
Well, someone had to.
Paimon's still kinda upset, though. He kept scolding Paimon the entire way here.
What did you do?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Master might have been overreacting a little. But it's mostly because Paimon wouldn't stop yelling. Why, oh why? Is she going to die? It probably started to get under Master's skin after a while.
Yeah, I kind of understand that.
Hey! Don't laugh! Paimon was genuinely concerned about you.
Yeah, I know, but it's still funny.
Hey! Now even Kali started to laugh. Ugh, that's it! Paimon won't forget this. It's time for some primordial wrath.
What kind of wrath?
No! Don't touch me!
Paimon, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry, Kale. Paimon didn't mean to scare you.
No, I just... I didn't mean that.
Kale, are you okay? What's the matter?
No, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I must have startled you both reacting like that. Oh, well, it's getting late now. Let's hurry back to Gandharvaville. I think Master and the others should be back by now, too.
Huh? What was up with Kale just now? And why is she in such a hurry all of a sudden? Look, she's practically running back. Paimon can't even see her now.
No, she's not. She's just walking, not running. Okay, return. And then see what happens. Oh. Might as well have a look at this stuff. Gain some extra gems. 3 gems.
The rainforest climate is far more pleasant than that of the desert.
Ah, Traveler. You've returned.
Yes.
Yep, we're back. Have you seen Kale by any chance?
Oh, Kale? Yes, I saw her go into her room just a moment ago.
Oh, okay. Guess we'll just have to wait and talk to her tomorrow then.
Oh, Kale. But, yeah. This was actually a great first step into Sumeru for me. Cause like, I don't know, I didn't think I'd be jumping into a lot of this stuff already. I thought like normally it would take a bit to get to anything. Like, leeway to go all the way to the opposite end of the country that I came in, the other part, before I even got there. Well, this basically we're almost right there. Well, they're just 2 parts in 2 like main cities. Let's look at the map for now. Okay, okay, it's not really a main city, it's just like a little hut or something. And down there is Sumeru. I'm not really there, I'm just in the area. But yeah, basically when I get like a certain spot into it, I'm gonna, well, just go to each of these and expand the whole map so we can actually see everything. I just not fully sure on when that's gonna be, but so when we leave, we'll come down here, around here, and into Sumeru. And hopefully we'll get to the main bit of the stories and all that. So, yeah. Very good first day. And good first steps. So, yeah. Hi.